Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This time I'm going to show you how to take down Bahamut. In order to even access Bahamut, you need to do 19 of Chadley's Battle Intel missions. Once you complete 19, the 20th will become available, which is Bahamut. I'm doing this at max level 50 with a lot of mastered materia. If you are looking for a grinding guide, reaching max level and grinding at materia is very quick in this game. I have a guide for that in my channel, which I will link in the video description below. Starting off with Cloud, we have Healing, Ice, Fire, Elemental, linked to Fire, Wind, Lightning, First Strike, Magic Up, and Deadly Dodge. On Tifa, we have Assess, Subversion, Revival, HP Up, Time, Enemy Skill, ATB Boost, ATB Assist, and Barrier. And then on Aerith, we have Healing, linked with Magnify. That is the most important. Cleansing, Time, Prayer, Steadfast Block, Ice, and Refocus. The weapon, armor, accessory, and materia combinations that I'm using, you don't necessarily have to use, although I highly recommend Healing linked with Magnify and having both mastered. That is very important. Linking Healing and Magnify gives you AoE heals, so you can cast heal on one person and it heals the entire party. That is extremely important. Alternatively, you can also do the same thing with Barrier and Magnify, although I really have to recommend Healing and Magnify. So with all that out of the way, let's get started with the fight. This is a pretty long fight, takes about 15 minutes, and again, I'm at max level 50, so you can imagine it's quite hard. Starting off, Bahamut will always attack whoever you are controlling. As long as they've hit him once, it is very hard to get him to stop focusing on somebody when you need them to be casting spells. So what I recommend doing is putting your barrier and healing materia on Aerith and Tifa and setting your leader to Cloud. Start hitting Bahamut and then drag him away from Tifa and Aerith. This way you can start getting your barriers off. Once you have enough ATB filled, if you stand in his flame breath, you will be silenced. So you want to make sure you stand out of that, otherwise you got to waste an ATB with an Echo Mist to unsilence yourself, and then you got to block some attacks. He'll always follow up that dive with another one, or at the very least he'll follow up his claw strikes with another one. Once you are free of it, you want to go ahead and cast Mana Wall. This will allow you to take reduced physical and magic damage. You will notice that throughout the fight, Bahamut starts counting down from 5. When he gets past 1, so he'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the next time he would count, he will use his ultimate ability, Mega Flare. I was not very good at staggering him throughout the fight, so there is a way, I have heard from friends, that you could just stagger him throughout the fight. They were able to do it. I think they're just stronger than I am, and they also have Reprieve on all their weapons. I was not that good at it, so this is just a hard fight in general. So here you're going to see how the Magnify materia works. Aerith just casts Cura. It's going to cure the entire party just like that. Alright, so we're going to keep blocking with Cloud. A lot of Bahamut's attacks are physical, so what you can do is you can actually go into Punisher mode and block for a parry, and then you can also use Cloud's special parry ability from his final weapon, which we'll do in a little bit. You can see he's counting down to 4. And then once he reaches 4, he will put an AoE aura around him that will deal damage as you are standing in it. Unfortunately, you're going to be dealing a lot of melee damage to him, so this is just kind of an excuse to keep you healing yourself. So having Magnify and Healing on a character such as Aerith makes it so you don't have to keep wasting MP healing everybody. Instead, you can just cast it once and heal the whole party. Here comes Flare Breath, and with Flare Breath that is silencing, and it can also slow your ATB growth. Umbral Strikes is 2 big fireballs. If you've beaten the game at this point, you'll know that his boss form has the same exact ability. You just gotta block. They're extremely tough to dodge. He's gonna count down to 3. His AoE is gonna get even bigger, and he's just gonna keep laying it on us. But while he is counting, this is a good opportunity to try to fill his stagger gauge as best as you can, and also to heal up and cast Mana Wall on everybody. These are very important to keep up. You should also try to keep up haste, at the very least on Aerith or whoever your healer is. As you can see, this field around him is getting bigger and bigger, and it's just going to start dealing more damage. So we're going to use Counter Stance with Cloud against his physical attacks. This is a good opportunity to deal more damage to him, although you will take more damage because you just have to block right after. And you're actually not even able to block the subsequent hits, so it's a little bit risky, but if you just want to deal the damage, go for it. So we're going to switch over to Cloud because he has his limit break, so we're going to go ahead and use that. You're going to get limit breaks a bunch in this fight because it's so long. When Cloud is casting his limit break, I recommend going back over to Tifa, unsilencing yourself, casting Star Shower, and then go back over to Aerith, put down a Tempest, and then he will start flying around, and then this is a good opportunity to start healing everybody. So we'll do that in a sec. The Dive Bomb ability, I don't think this can be parried. I think this counts as a magic attack. I tried to start counter stance here, but it didn't actually do anything. I may have tried too late. You just gotta let me know what you try, but I don't think it's parryable like that. Okay, he's counting down to 2. Cloud has died, and this is quite unfortunate because the AI, when you're not controlling a character, isn't super intelligent a lot of the times. If they're taking damage from physical sources, they'll try to get away with it, but for AoE sources, they will generally just stand there and take the damage. So you have to be very mindful of your party members' HP while they are standing near Bahamut, because they will take continuous ticking damage. Claw Swipe is an ability that is not parryable because they are beams that come towards your character. Umbral Inferno is another beam ability that is not parryable. You just gotta block it or tank it. We're gonna Ether up on Tifa. If you have any Turbo Ethers, very effective in this fight, as are Elixirs, because you're gonna be using a lot of magic trying to heal up. With Umbral Frenzy, you can parry this move, so you can go to Cloud, switch into Punisher mode, or use Counter Stance, although it is a lot of hits, so you're kind of better off just blocking, otherwise you're gonna be taking a ton of damage. With Tifa, we're gonna use Dolphin Flurry. This is very, very effective against the boss. A ton of hits, good damage all around. You will notice that the boss is counted down to 1, so it's time that we start healing people up, getting shields up as best we can, although at this point the boss is going to start flying around a lot more, so it's going to be hard to build ATB with Tifa to cast shields. And there he goes. So, with this, we kind of just have to wait it out, and until we build more ATB, we can't do a whole lot against the boss, and we can't actually manually build ATB, but if you have ATB boost materia, you can hold L1, then press R1 to gain ATB faster. It's a good opportunity to use it. He's going to use Umbral Gaze. This will full-on stop whoever it hits, so it's a little hard to deal with. Hopefully it doesn't hit the person who's healing or casting shields on anybody, but it can happen. So like I said, we're going to try to do our best to bring people back up. As you can see right there, Cloud is full stopped and just took a ton of damage. Boss is down to 1, so Mega Flare is coming soon. We are going to heal up with a Curaga, although Cloud is going to fall once again because he's standing in the AoE. This is where this fight starts to get a little frustrating and very tricky, for the simple fact that you can do everything in your power to try to bring someone back to life, but it just won't work out sometimes. That is why a mastered life materia will be very, very helpful, because the Arise spell makes it so you heal up to full with a resurrection. So if somebody's totally KO'd, you can cast Arise on them, and it will come back to life with full HP. Way more than a Phoenix Down, and way more than the regular Rise spell. So if you have Arise, use it. The boss is really zeroing in on Aerith here, trying to chop her down. Umbral Strikes are coming out. It's 1,400 damage and 1 hit to Cloud. You're going to see the Curaga, or Cura actually. Cura's going to bounce between some party members here. Very helpful. You can see that our summon is ready, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring out Shiva. Alternatively, you can bring out Leviathan, although I find that Shiva's auto attacks are a bit more effective. Chances are you're not going to have a lot of ATB to spend on your summon, so bringing out somebody with good auto attacks is a very, very good idea. Alright, so Bahamut is flying around now, so can't really do a whole lot to him, but he's coming back in with a Dive Bomb. It's going to hit Aerith and Cloud. So, Mega Flare is coming right after that. You want to try to do your best to heal up as best you can, but once the boss's cutscene starts playing, you really can't do a whole lot. So Tifa will survive this with 1 HP, and that's because she has Reprieve on her weapon. If you have a high enough weapon level, you can get Reprieve on it. At the very least, you want to have Mana Wall, which I didn't do a great job of illustrating. You want to have either Mana Wall, or at the very least, Planet's Protection, which is Aerith's level 2 limit break, which you can get from Don Corneo's Battle Arena. So, we are going to try to get everybody up here. We are going to be successful. Spoiler alert, I take him down in this guide. That's a big reason I'm making it. Shiva's going to use Diamond Dust, which will kind of interrupt what Bahamut was about to do, and this will give us a second to bring up another party member really fast. I do find it interesting that Tifa is alive during this cutscene, even though she died, but she's the one who summoned the boss, so that's why she's there. Alright, so Cloud is going to cast Ascension while the boss is counting down, which is good because this buys us some time. It's just lucky timing. So we're going to bring up Tifa now, and then we are going to go back to Aerith and cast Curaga on the whole party. We're going to do our best to get that off, although the boss is going to start attacking at any second. So we got to be very, very quick to get this off. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to because the boss just loves messing with whoever is casting spells. So we want to try to run. Luckily, we dodged that attack. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to run away from the boss. He starts focusing on somebody else, which he will wind up doing, although the spell, Curaga, that I cast before got interrupted after the MP got sunk. So that's a little frustrating part of this game, is that even though your spells get interrupted, sometimes, depending on when they get interrupted, they will still cost MP. I don't really understand why that happens. So for now, we're going to try to get some MP up on Tifa, and then we're going to cast Arise on Aerith. This way she comes back up with full HP. And then we're going to switch back over to Cloud, deal some damage, fill some ATB, and then we are going to go over to Aerith, build up some ATB with her, get a Curaga cast on the party, and then we can finally start really attacking this boss again. Alright, so Aerith is down, but now we're going to cast Planet's Protection, which is going to help us out a little bit. She's going to go down to 10 HP. Now she's going to be protected. Nope, she died. Just kidding. This boss is really, really frustrating. So we're going to cast the Phoenix down, although that's not going to get off. And we're going to go back to Tifa. We're going to cast Arise. Nope, can't do that because we don't have enough MP. So we're going to go cast a Phoenix down. I'm not trying to make this like a silly guide. I'm just trying to show you how insanely difficult this fight is. We got off that Phoenix down just in the nick of time because Tifa literally just died again. So we're going to bring up Tifa with a Phoenix down, and then we are going to try to build up some ATB with her. This way she can cast Arise, or at the very least get an Ether into her. So we're going to keep building some ATB with Aerith. Luckily, Tifa's doing a good job of kind of interrupting the boss a little bit to a full stagger. So even though this is prime opportunity to deal a ton of damage to the boss, instead what we want to do is build ATB with Aerith and then get a Curaga off before the boss wakes up. So that's what we're going to do. Curaga with Magnify literally just saved this fight. And just in the nick of time too, because he has just grabbed Aerith and is about to do some sort of blast in her face, do 2200 damage, and just push her away. But no fear, we now have the boss at 20% HP just about, and we are in great shape. Aerith still has 104 MP. Tifa's at 31. We can get a couple mana walls off. We can keep everybody healed up, no big deal. So go ahead and cast Curaga on Aerith. She's going to do some splash healing to the rest of the party, even though they don't really need it. Go back to Cloud, get Bahamut to fixate on him. We're going to dump some ethers into Tifa, cast Mana Wall on some party members. We're going to go to Aerith first. Nope, just kidding. He knocked us away. See, it's crazy. Like, Tifa wasn't even attacking the boss, and she gets targeted. I wish there was a better way to adjust with that, but there's not. So we're going to get Mana Wall on Tifa, back up with Aerith, put down a Tempest while the boss is counting down. Some good free damage with Aerith. Okay, switch back over to Tifa, build up her ATB, and then we're going to get blasted away. No big deal. We're going to try to get a Mana Wall off, but we have to Ether up first. Umbral Strikes are coming. So now it's a good time to switch to Cloud, put an Ether on Tifa. This way she has magic to use in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to use an Ether on Tifa again, get her all the way back up, and we are going to do our best to build up ATB with Cloud. This way he can actually start dealing some damage to the boss again. He is not silenced, so we can just start mashing, and then we want to try not to get interrupted. I wish there was a way to use like Steel Skin on other characters outside of Barret. I have tried bringing Barret into this fight. He's not very effective. I thought he would be because this character is a flying character, but he's just not that good, honestly. He's not that good in this fight. It's a little surprising. So the boss is going to start counting again from 4, and what we want to do is drop a Tempest and then start curing people up. Switch back over to Tifa. Go ahead and start attacking, and then we are going to use Mana Wall on Cloud, get him shielded. He's full health now, and then we want to switch back over to Aerith, use Haste, get that on Aerith. This way she can start healing faster. Okay, be very aware she is down to 74 MP at this point, so if you have any more ethers, you may want to start using them on her. Flare Breath is going to luckily miss everybody, so no big deal there. With Umbral Strikes, these can AoE multiple people, just like I take Cloud and Tifa there. So once that happens, switch back over to Aerith, cure them up, and then we can continue. Alright, so now that we have Cloud on the offensive, we can start dealing some serious damage. Gonna go back over to Tifa. We're gonna cast Star Shower. It's not gonna hit, although you will see how good Star Shower is against this boss once she's able to get close. I did figure out towards the end of this fight that you can use Tifa's ultimate ability from her last weapon on the boss, and it will deal a ton of damage while he's counting. So I wish I had sort of realized that sooner, but yeah, it's a good time to use it when he's counting because he is standing still the entire time. We're gonna get an Infinity's End off with Cloud, and the boss is going to put out Umbral Aura, so this is going to deal increased ticking damage, so when that is out, just be very, very careful. Alright, so build up some ATB with Aerith. The boss is going to try to dive bomb her. I do not recommend switching over to Cloud and attempting to guard this from her. You're just going to get both of them hurt really, really bad, so don't attempt to do that at all. Alright, so we're going to switch over to Tifa for the final couple blows here. The boss is going to use Flame Breath. It's going to miss everybody, but we are going to use True Strike, which is that ability that I told you about before, and that's going to end it. This is a really difficult fight, and I recommend taking it on at level 50 with everybody maxed out and having a lot of mastered materia. If you need help finding a good grind spot, I have a wonderful grind spot guide on my channel. You can find the link to that in the video description below. This fight is all about healing up with Magnify to make sure the whole party stays healed, keeping Mana Wall on the party at all times as best you can, as well as haste. The boss is immune to all status ailments. He's not weak to any one element. Luckily, he's not resistant to any elements, but that doesn't really help you at all. So it's just a physical fight, making sure you stay healed and walled up at all times as best you can. Monitor that. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. You can also join my new community Discord server. The link for that is in the video description below. If you're looking for more guides for Final Fantasy VII Remake, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.